I'd probably echo what Christ said. Pretty simple, and that is, do unto others. If you're treating others the way you want to be treated, can you imagine what impact that would have? You know, it starts with me. And I'm the one that needs to know that as much as anybody. But if I'm being honest, it starts with me. So I guess that would be, if I would distill it down into something that was maybe more culturally relevant, I guess I would say, do unto others, and it starts with me. You can't impact any change in the world if it doesn't start right here at home. Really. It's easy to ask everybody else to do it. It's a lot more difficult to do it yourself. And having had a lot of personal experience and a lot of failures in that regard, I'm speaking from personal experience. It's hard to do it. It's hard to start that with yourself. A big issue for me right now is the whole concept of religious freedom. It's not cool to be, it's cool to believe in God, but it's not cool to be religious. Organized religion kind of has a bad rap right now. And I don't fully understand that, because it's when we organize that we can really affect change. If we want to feed the homeless, you organize. I believe in God. I believe He created me spiritually before He created me physically. Whatever talents and gifts I may possess don't belong to me, they belong to Him. So it's my responsibility to expand those and build those. I can't brag about them or boast about them because they're not mine. They were on loan. We all have gifts that we're given. I think it's our responsibility to find out what those gifts are and to expand upon them as best we can, whether we're athletes, musicians, or analysts, creative, right brain, left brain. I think it pleases Him. He gives those to us for a reason, and if we don't use them, I think He's disappointed. I have a dear friend who's an atheist. And what's funny is he talks about me being a person of faith. He has incredible faith. I even said this to him. I said, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. Now, what is that all about? Think about it for just a second. In order to say there is no God, strictly from just an analytical, looking at the hard reality of it, in order to say there is no God, you have to be at every known place in our and all the other universes at the same time, every square inch, to know that there's no God, because He could be hiding, right? Yet right now we are surrounded by hundreds of millions of evidences that there is a God. What I'm saying is I don't have enough, that's overwhelming evidence to me. I don't have enough faith in the face of that to say I don't believe in God. That takes so much more faith from my perspective, if that makes any sense. It just takes so much more faith for somebody to, in spite of all these evidences, to say there's no God. The whole idea of religious liberty and religious freedom, when we lose that, when we lose the ability to choose for ourselves, and that means to be religious or even not to be religious, but at least both have to be part of that. When we start to give up those liberties, when we start to give up that freedom, we're in real danger. If I could say anything to the next generation, it is safeguard that religious liberty, even if you're not necessarily a religious person, because that liberty is what, at least the country that I grew up in, is founded on. And without that, you have complete dictatorship. So defend it. Even if you're not religious, even if you're not particularly religious yourself, defend it, because what's next? What's the next thing to go?